Hey guys, it's Backfire here. Welcome to Operation Black Eagle. This is Turn 4 Japan. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's do some tech. So we're gonna go for well, we can't go any further on proof construction, but we're gonna go for heavy armor and large ship construction. Let's go ahead and do heavy armor. That is a 9, so that goes to stage 2. And then let's do large ship construction. That is a 7, and I needed an 8, so that missed. Okay. Purchases. We're going to buy 2 Marines for 8, and for 12, we're going to buy 3 infantry and a cavalry. Okay. All right. Combat. We are declaring war on China, so I'm going to do the following here. I'm going to move Britain up from 14 to 16, France up from 9 to 10, Anzac from 3 to 5, and then FEC from 5 to 7. And then the U.S. Is going to from 6 to 11. Okay. All right. And I've already changed out the ones that are automatic KMT, but let's roll for the other land zones first. So, okay. All right, so let's start with this land zone up here, the yellow guys, Sikiang. So let's go ahead and roll that. And that is KMT. So that will be KMT. Let's do Tibet. That is a 6, so that goes CCP. All right. So this is CCP. And then Sikiang. Let's go ahead and roll that one. That is a 9, so that is KMT. All right. Very good. CCP probably would have preferred Sikiang, but you know, that's how it goes. So, all right, let's do this. Let's start up here in the north. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attack Beiping and Suyan. So we're gonna bring from Rihe. So let's go into Beiping first. So let's bring let's bring 2 infantry and artillery and a fighter from Korea. So 1, 2. Actually, no. We want a tactical bomber. Let's bring that. Because of our movements, we have to do it this way. And I'm going to leave 1 infantry back here. Actually, let's do this. Hold on. Okay. Everything else will go into Suyan. So that is 1 cavalry. That should be 7 infantry, 1 mountain, 1 artillery. We got 1 infantry left here. Let's bring the motorized here as well. In fact, let's bring both artillery into Beiping with 2 infantry and the tactical bomber. Okay. Sorry, that's a little bit of a mess. All right, now let's take a look at Yunnan. Move this just for 1 second. Okay, so Yunnan, we're going to take a transport that's off of this card here. And we're going to take a Marine and an infantry. And we're going to use 2 bombards. With the battle cruiser, or excuse me, with the battleships, and then off of the carriers here. So let's see, these 3 can go to Quang Tung. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They land on the carriers, and then these can land wherever. So in Hunan, we're also going to bring from the light carrier and the fleet carrier. We're going to bring a let's see. We'll bring 2 fighters into that. And then we got 1 tactical left here on the fleet carrier. So there we go. Okay. Quang Tung. We thought about hitting Nanking, but there's just a lot of stuff there, and it's just not ideal to do that. Plus, Quang Tung's kind of an important land zone. So what we're going to do is for Quang Tung, we have, here, let me bring this over here. We have 3 destroyers are going to pick up 3 Marines from Formosa. And I'm just going to leave them here on this card here for the moment. We're going to drop these off here in Quang Tung. So these are actually going to come down here. So I'll just move it here just to reflect of what I'm moving from P32 to P41. Okay. All right. And then from Kyushu, we're going to take 2 transports with 2 Marines and 2 infantry. They're going to come down. They're going to go 1, 2. Okay. And they're going to drop these off as well. Okay, and from the transport and P14 up here, we're going to pick up the infantry from Rihi, and we're going to come down 1, pick up the other infantry from Formosa, and then it's going to come here to P41. One's going to get dropped off here in Quang Tung, and one's going to be a freebie here in Hainan Island. So we'll reflect that here after we move everything. Also, coming in to Quang Tung, I wanted to move all the ground units and the naval units and stuff, so we're going to provide shore bombardment here in just a second. So on this card here, for shore bombardment purposes, we're going to move the battle cruiser and a heavy cruiser from P32 here to P41. Okay. And then we're also going to provide 3 more bombardments with 3 of the heavy cruisers. So that's going to come down 1, 2. Sorry if I have to fit everything in here, but I just want to reflect what I'm bringing in. Okay, and then we're also going to bring in a tactical bomber from the fleet carrier. So we can go 1, 2. So that's going to come in. And then from Korea, the 2 fighters and the tactical bomber is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll be able to land those on the fleet carrier and the light carrier during non-combat. So they would be eligible to reach. So sorry for the mess, because it is a mess. Okay, so I think that's it. I think we're good. All right. So let's let's get to rolling here. So let's do up in Suyan first. So Suyan, I don't have any first strikes, but it's mountain terrain. So I've got a motorized, which motorized attack at 2, so they'll be at a 1. So let's roll my mountain and my cavalry. So that's going to be 2 at 2. Nope. Let's roll the motorized. Nope. Let's roll 7 infantry. 5, 6, 7. All right, so 7 infantry. Here we go. Nothing. Imagine that. All right, the defenders. Let's roll 3 2s, and they all miss. All right, next round. Let's roll our 2 cavalry and our mountain, or our 1 cavalry and 1 mountain, so 2 at 2. Miss. Let's roll the motorized. Miss. And in fact, let's do this. That dice tray is only really good for certain things. So, all right, let's roll the 7 1s, 7 infantry, and I got 1 hit. Okay. And then CCP has 3 at 2. Those all missed. All right, so he's got 2 militia left. All right, 2 at 2. That's 1 hit. That's with the mountain and the cavalry. One of those hit, doesn't matter which one. And then I have 8 at 1, and that's including the 7 infantry and the motorized. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, here we go. Nothing. Okay. All right, so return, defenders, 2 at 2. That's 1 hit, so I will take a motorized. Actually, do I want to do that? No, I'll take a cavalry as a casualty. All right, so he's got 1 left, so we need 1 hit. So I got 1 at 2 for the mountain. All right, and then I've got 8 at 1. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, there we go. There's the hit. All right. And he's got 1 at 2. That's a 3 that missed. That was almost a hit. It was close. All right, so we take Suyan with 1 casualty, which is great. All right. All right, so CCP goes down from 5 to 4. And I go from 16 to 17. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do Beiping now. All right. So we have 2 first strikes with our artillery. Is there any river penalty, anything like that? Nope. So we have 2 at 3 first strike. Nope, not even close. I've got 2 infantry and a tactical. So 2 infantry at 3, 1 tactical at 7. I got, oh, that was a 3. I got 2 hits, so, because it was boosted by the artillery, so perfect, awesome. So that's 2 hits for me, and then the defending militia will be at 3 since it's a city, and they got 1 hit. Okay. So I'll take an artillery out. Okay. So we take that with 2 infantry and an artillery. Okay. All right. Hunan. Let's do Hunan. So we have, well, let's take a look at this here real quick. So in Hunan, we've got 2 fighters, a marine, and infantry, and 2 bombardments with the battleships. So let's go ahead and do that. So 2 bombardments with the battleships. Well, we got 1, so that's good. So one of those KMT infantry are dead. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and roll our 2 fighters at 6. That's 1 hit, so we got the kill. Let's roll the marine and infantry, though. Those will be at 2. I don't think there's a river penalty. I don't think so. I mean, there would have been a hit anyway right there. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the defense. And that's a 6. That missed. Okay. So we take Hunan. With one marine, oh my gosh. 1 marine, 1 infantry, and then 2 fighters. Okay. All right, now, Quang Tung. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we have a lot of bombardments here. So how I'm going to do that is, let's put that here. So we've got the battle cruiser. We've got, should be 4 heavy cruisers. All right. So there we go. So just wanted to reflect what's bombarding. So 4 heavy cruisers and 1 battle cruiser. And then in Quang Tung, if I didn't say it already, I've got 2 tactical bombers, 2 fighters. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry. I've got 5 marines, 2 fighters, 2 tacticals. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and roll our bombardments. So let's do, so I've got 4 at 2 with the heavy cruisers, and I've got 1 at 1, or 1 at 3 with the battle cruiser. Let me just double check. Yeah, so 1 at 3. Be nice if we get at least 1 hit here. Yeah, we did. So the heavy cruiser hit, so that would be 1 of the militia. Yeah, you'll take those, right? All right. And then let's go ahead and roll. Let's go ahead and roll our 2 tactical bombers. Oh, miss. 2 fighters at 6. That's 2 hits. Let's go ahead and mark those. That's 2. Okay. And then we have, and they're all going to be at 1, aren't they? So I've got 4. I've got 9 at 1. Ugh. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, here we go. Nothing. Imagine that. Okay. I've got 3 militia and 2 infantry. So here's 3 militia. That's 1 hit. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a marine there. Then I've got 2 infantry. Okay, so I gotta take 2 marines. That's what you about expect. Okay, so Kwangtung's going to take 2 casualties. That is 2 militia, so they'll have 1 militia and 2 infantry left. Okay, 2 tacticals. And this, 2 fighters. That's 2 hits. Well, the fighters are MVPs, so that's 2. And then I have 7 at 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just need 1 hit. There we go. There it is. There's the 1 hit. Okay, so that's the 3 casualties that we needed. So let's go ahead and mark that. So I've got a militia. Nope. And I've got 2 infantry. No, missed. Okay, so I took 2 casualties, which is not bad. I'll take that any day. All right, so let's take Hainan Island off first. Do that real quick. I'll adjust these numbers here afterwards. Okay, so Kwangtung's done. Oh, I'm gonna knock so much crap over. Yeah, the idea was just to absolutely hit Nanking with everything, but at the same time, it's like, you know, that's a lot of potential casualties, so yeah, no thanks. All right, let me grab some chips here. I need to clean this up while I'm on here. All right, so I take it with 4 infantry. And 3 Marines. Okay. I've not moved Hunan, Kwangtung, or Hainan, so that's up +5. So up from 17 to 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. All right, now non-combat. Let's do this first before we do that. Let's clean this up here. Okay. Okay. All right. So the carriers are going to come down to P41, so they'll be on this card here. The 3 planes that came from Korea will land. One will land on the light carrier, that's the fighter, and the tactical bomber and a fighter will land on the fleet carrier. Okay. These 3 here will land in Formosa. Keep knocking shit over. All right. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, the seaplane's going to come off map and it's going to land in Formosa. Okay. All right. And then the tactical bomber here in Beiping. So it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here in Formosa. Because it went to Korea 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're good. All right, we're good. All right. And then we're going to move this transport from P14 over here to Kyushu and Port. All right. Anything else? I don't think so. I think we're okay. Okay. Let me just make sure there's no other non-combat movement that I'm doing. I don't think so. I think we're good. Okay. All right, let's place our units. So the cavalry will go here in Rihi and Kyushu. We're going to put 3 infantry, 2 Marines, oh, where's my infantry dude that was here? There he is. Okay. I was like, I knew I'm missing something. So, all right, I think that's it. Okay, so let's collect income. I don't think I can really move any other ships at the moment. I'll just leave everything else here where it is. So, okay, all right. Okay, so since we declared war on China, this is my little U.S. oil stack here. So I go down 1 for that bonus. So I'm at 22 plus 1 for Kwangtung, 1 for Hunan, 1 for Beiping. So that's 25 plus 2 is 27. So I will have 27 for our next turn. Hopefully everything made sense. Let's do a recruitment roll for Siam. We'll do a disposition, and then we'll get out of here. All right, Siam. 12. Okay, so let's do a disposition of forces here. All right, so in Hainan Island, I have 1 infantry. In Kwangtung, I have 4 infantry, 3 Marines. In Hunan, I have 1 infantry, 1 Marine. In Beiping, I have an artillery, 2 infantry. In Suyan, I have 7 infantry, a mountain, and a motorized. In Rihi, I have a cavalry. P14, I've got 2 light cruisers and a coastal sub. And P15, I have 2 torpedo boat destroyers. I have a transport and port, along with 3 infantry, 2 Marines, and Kyushu. Let's see. In Formosa, I have a seaplane, 2 tacticals, 2 fighters. In P41, I have a battle cruiser, 4 heavy cruisers, 3 destroyers, 1 light carrier with a fighter, a fleet carrier with a fighter, and a tactical bomber with 3 transports. The subs did not move at all. And other than that, yeah, that's it. So we'll pass it along to the Commonwealth and France, and we'll see you guys for turn 5. Thanks.